I'm about to cook so hard right now. Here's my line graph. So this is game volatility, and then like you want the game to have high volatility, so you want all your games to be like here, right? But you want high volatility because all the games with low volatility like Street Fighter 5, Sam Show, Dragon Ball, etc. are all down here, at least pre-patch Dragon Ball. Then you have the games of high volatility like Marvel 3, Street Fighter 6, etc. And I'll throw Guilty Gear Strive here as well. But then you gotta make sure that the game, while having high volatility, has gatekeep to the high volatility. So you need to be gatekept here on this line. So you have the gate here blocking the volatility, not letting the people in this gate. You guys get me? Somehow we got to Marvel 3 being the best game ever made because everyone's outside the gate with Marvel 3 still being here. You think Strive made it past the gate? I think Strive and 6 are kind of right next to each other because like I do think you can explode in both those games, and I don't think it's hard to make people explode in either of those games. I think Marvel 3 is kind of the game that you can make people explode, but I definitely think it's hard to make people explode. You want the games to make people explode, so you keep the games here. The games that are down here that are hard to make people explode, like Street Fighter 5, Dragon Ball, Sam Show, whatever, all the games down here, oh, well, not Sam Show. But what's another game that is hard to make people explode in, chat? KOF. You don't want the games to make it hard for people to explode because then people aren't going to want to play because the damaging and the high explosions aren't going to happen. Only the last character will explode, which is kind of like the same thing with Marvel 3. Only the last, well, actually no, every character's going to explode. Hey YouTube, iDom here. Quick little update. We're going to be uploading to the channel on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week. So if you guys aren't already subbed, be sure to sub to the channel and enjoy the videos in the upcoming weeks. I feel like any game with low volatility and low ceiling is really, really bad. I don't know what game would be here. This is where you don't want to end up. Laugh at this guy, point at him and laugh. You don't want to be this guy. This guy sucks. Dive kick is high volatility, low skill ceiling. This is where dive kick is. This is fine. But this down here is where you don't want to be. This will forever be where you don't want to be. Cyrax, Kano, Meta, and MK1 with arguably low volatility, low gate. Well, yeah, that's where you don't want to be. So I guess MK1 would be down here. So we're all laughing at MK1. Skill ceiling stuff, Strive is too knowledge based. Is having a knowledge based fighting game a bad thing? I understand people don't want to take tests and exams before playing your fighting game, but I do think like no one's gonna go to a driving test and just pass the test off of not reading anything about driving. Remember you had to take the Oscar Quizlet before you had to play against them? Oh yeah, I forgot. I think games with high volatility that have a high ceiling are only like Marvel 3, Marvel 2, Skullgirls would be here. I never really played BlazBlue, so I can't really speak on that. High volatility plus high gate equals no player. Wow, Jay, you actually might be right. Wait, you might be cooking. The only people who play these games are the old heads, right? The OG Skullgirls players, the OG Marvel 3 players, and the OG Marvel 2 player. Jay, you might have cooked. Wait, you might be right. I understand people don't want games with high damage and high gatekeeping because then the only people who play the game are people who've been playing the game for 20 plus years. I understand that argument. So these games are in their own little corner. All the Marvel players and the BlazBlue players and the Skullgirl players are playing in their own little corner. They have no friends. So they're up here playing with their no friends game. The new game, which I think Street Fighter 6, like Tekken 8 and Strive, these are the new games that everyone's going crazy over in the top left corner. They're going crazy up here. They're having so much fun. Yeah, I guess you are right. These are the games that you want to be up. And then like down here are all the old head games. Well, Street Fighter 5 is kind of here, but the gatekeeping in Street Fighter 5 is not even that high. Street Fighter 6 is definitely a little bit to the left. I'll put 6 here. 6 will be here. How about that? The new games are all up here. You guys see the new games with the volatility, they're all up here. Meanwhile, the old games that would gatekeep off a skill, well, I don't even want to say skill, gatekeep off of knowledge. These guys are evil. They're bad. They're evil. Let me put that right here. So you got evil. The games down here, they're like Street Fighter 5, KOF, whatever it might be. While they are gatekeepy in a sense, having gatekeeping mechanic, KOF's probably down here. KOF's by themselves. You notice how all the old games are in the evil category. Exer's definitely in the evil category as well. Exer's up here. Come on, guys. All these old games you guys are naming, I didn't play Plus R like that, but Exer's definitely evil. Street Fighter 4 would probably be like at the edge of the gate. How is Marvel 3 evil? I feel like if you play anyone who's been playing Marvel 3 for as long as I have, that game is evil. That game's actually evil. All right, so of all the games that I played, this is where I feel like your game would go. So like Street Fighter 4 would technically be like right here. I think you can gatekeep a lot in 4, but I think the volatility would be kind of minimum. Street Fighter 5, if we were actually doing this, I think it would be here. Street Fighter 5 should be lower on gatekeep. Is weird because like I do think this game's pretty simple, but I also do think it was the hit confirming that kind of threw people off. Like 6 would be up here, not great spot. I think that's where I would put it. Third strike would be like right here, right? Maybe a bit higher. High volatility, high gatekeep. It's not that bad. Where's the goat fighting game? Let's go, Marvel 3. You know, chat, I'm gonna be honest, Marvel 3 is not that hard to play. If I tried to take a new player and explain to them how to play Marvel 3, I don't think this game's that complex. I think if I was trying to explain somebody Street Fighter 4 versus Marvel 3, I think I would have a much easier time explaining them Marvel 3. This game could go up here. I don't know how people play that game. I guess KOF would be here, right? Probably here. Like around here. All the KOF games, because these are the two I played. KOF is so weird to rate. Because like, these games are very high gatekeep, but like unless you could do the combos, you're not really gonna explode. Why do you think Street Fighter 4 is gatekept? Hard combos, plinking, you got to be able to do the one frame links, crouch teching. There's still so many little things that kind of keep you out of knowing how to play the game. Yo chat, I think we were onto something with the new games are kind of all in the same area. I think we were definitely onto something. I'm pushing my agenda. Where do I put D and F? That's a great question. Disclaimer, I played DNF for like 2 weeks, but the time I did spend playing DNF, I played Ranger and Hitman. You know, MKX might be the perfect game for me. MKX actually might be the perfect fighting game. It was very high volatility, and it wasn't that easy to do this stuff. After MKX DLC was top tier, that's not the point. That's not the point. That's not the point I'm making. A lot of the characters were DLC were top tier, but there was a middle ground. Actually, chat, perfect example. Season 1 Dragon Ball was probably here, but that game has become so funny that it moved up to here, and now it's probably all the way up to here. Higher gatekeep though? I think Dragon Ball FighterZ is pretty simple. I think FighterZ is probably like around here, probably low here. Chat, I played this game for like a week, and I was like, I can't believe people play this game. Every anime game is probably like around here. It's very high. I think every anime game is probably super volatile. I would probably move third strike down if you gotta compare it to these demons. Can't wait for you to put Melee at the top right. You know, I'm only doing fighting games I've played. I've played Melee. I didn't play like competitive Melee, but like I know Melee is very daunting on the hands, but I don't think it's that volatile. When the 5 gods would play, I feel like we always knew who was gonna win. Yeah, I don't think Melee is volatile. It's probably like around here. I hear there's a lot of new Melee players that play the game, but I hear it's mainly because like the gods all stopped playing. Melee also gained functional online. I said that a lot too. I think games having really good online makes a lot of people be able to catch up more frequently. And people always call me crazy. I definitely think like Street Fighter 6 having as good a netcode as it does helps a lot of people catch up, and I think there's more people just playing the game. It's the same thing with like Strive. I said the same thing, where it's like there's more people playing the game because of the netcode being so good. And it's the reason why I think Marvel 2, the same really good Marvel 2 players are really good at Marvel 2, but that's because you can only really play good Marvel 2 with the good Marvel 2 player. Is a Donkey Kong player cooking in Melee right now? What the f? Didn't everyone say Donkey Kong was trash? Bro, you see how Melee is evolving, and that game's been out for 23 years? That game's older than half my chat probably. There's a Donkey Kong player cooking. Everyone told me that character was Donkey. There's a Donkey Kong Renaissance? Wait, I want to see this Donkey Kong. You're just getting knowledge checked? Even if you're getting knowledge checked, that's still good for the game. Even if you're getting knowledge checked by a monkey. Yeah, getting knowledge checked in a 23-year-old game is crazy.
DK's neutral B as a tool to turn around is really incredibly good.
What the?
And I think we're reaching.
Is he doing like up B to like cancel a lot of what the? Oh no, you got the flow chart. You see, this is the problem with fighting games, chat. People don't want to read this. Look at this. This dude did a graph. What kind of nerds doing graphs anyway? Look at the flow chart. This is why all the games that are here are here. People aren't trying to read this. What is this? I didn't sign up for math class. I'm not taking a course in Falco edge guard flowchart.
Dashing back and pivoting backwards to make power shielding easier, because the power shield window is way larger on DK's back than his front, which has just entirely changed the matchup, because the laser is the biggest difficulty in that. Other than that, it just feels like slower Fox.
Yo, you see, game evolving after November 21st, 2001. I love that fighting games are still figuring out tech in 20 something years later. You see, that's good. That's great. That's amazing. You know, I think Melee's right where Street Fighter 4 would be. They would have to be together. Actually, nah, I would probably put it here. I think that's about right. Marvel Infinite. Marvel Infinite is probably like here. Nah, Marvel Infinite kind of complex. I think Marvel Infinite will actually be kind of here, I guess. Not as volatile as these other games. Put Grand Blue in the top left. Nah, OG. Wait, I gotta on it. OG Grand Blue. Where's OG Grand Blue? OG Grand Blue is definitely like here. I did not play Rising like that, so I'll just put Rising like here, I guess. OG Grand Blue, I remember it. That is the reason I remember playing that game. I played OG Grand Blue for what you call it, because I'll play Fairy. I was like, this is definitely like right here. I think all the new games have been top left so far. Where does ARMS rank? I've never played ARMS. I have no idea what an ARMS is. I mean, it's a Nintendo game. I feel like every Smash game would probably be like around there. But whatever. This was kind of my point of the whole list. And I see what Harada said about modern fighting games. Now, can you link it? Tekken 8 allows players to defeat higher ranked players and powerful higher ranked players find it challenging, but for younger players, it's kind of right. Yeah, I mean, Harada's right. If we played Marvel 3 and I beat somebody like 50-0 in Marvel 3, they're going to be very demotivated to want to continue to play the game because like you got 50-0'd. If we played a Street Fighter 6 set and I won 45-5, there's a difference. You got 5 games. You did something right. You could definitely improve on something there. You have to really want to play a fighting game to do that. No, I think you'll feel more motivated to play a game you could actually get a game in, because you'll be excited for the one time you do get a game. Like if somebody just lost to somebody 50-0 in Marvel 3, you're not going to want to play the game anymore. 1000%. You're just going to be like, damn, this game's kind of ass. Bro, the Wazzler. The Wazzler. Guys, have you not seen the adventures of the Wazzler? Come on, that's actually living proof. I feel like Justin's trying to make sure the old fighting games stay pure. It's like you guys could have the new games. I'm making sure Marvel 2 stays pure for the old heads. You want people to buy the game, Chad. I'm telling you, everything's always going to boil down to you want people to buy the game, the product. It doesn't matter. If no one's buying your game, I'm not making any money. If I'm trying to sell you something and you're not buying, what am I doing? Some games are hard and trash. True. Actually, some games are hard and trash. Actually, 1000%. Too easy is too boring. I think boring's more subjective, if that makes any sense. Hard and trash is different than easy and boring. I mean, I'd rather be easy and boring than hard and trash. Story modes are so weird. Like, Chad, I couldn't tell you the last story mode I played in a fighting game. If I'm being completely honest, I think the last story mode I played in a fighting game was probably MKX. But, like, it's always been like kind of an awkward thing for me because like I can never bring myself to play a story mode in a fighting game because like I feel like I would just play something else if I actually wanted to play a story. Yo, chat, you know it's actually insane. I played Street Fighter 6 for literally 30 minutes and then I've been yapping for 3 hours. Literally just been yapping for 3 hours.